There's the test we needed. It's beautiful. Beautiful test. Let's hope my sound is all right. All right. Hello, everyone. I've returned. This is closer than I thought it would be. Yo. Also, I don't think you were streaming when... Sorry, I'm on the... Oh, wait, hold on. That's why it's weird. Give me a second. Hold up. Hold up. There we go. YouTube chat's on now. Also, don't think you were streaming when I switched my name. I'm Dalamus Max. Yeah, I kind of figured as much with the Maximus part, you know. And also, you said test, so it was a clear sign. And also, I'm dyslexic, and I just didn't even notice. I saw Maximus and just completely didn't realize the first part of the name was different. Anyway. Magnus. Magnus Maximus. I like it. It's cool. Even my profile picture is different. Honestly, I just saw test and knew it was you. Okay. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm still making sure everything's working here. Posted on Discord, so we're good there. Is the music fine, volume-wise? I think my mic might be picking it up. I think that's fine. Seems fine. Don't know if it's too quiet or not, but here we are. I'm not used to streaming anymore. I'm out of practice. There we go. Test, test, test. There we go. Okay, cool. Check my volume. Don't mind me. It probably could be a smidge lower. Bop, 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 bop. Okay. Cool. All right. Oop. Ta-da. Wait, why didn't it do the thing? Oh, there we go. Okay. Anyway. Anyway, it's a temp change for Spooky Month. I'm Emperor of West Rome. There you go. Heck yeah. Yeah, I was trying to think if I should do some, my name loosely translates to biggest huge. That's great. I love that. It's beautiful. Yeah, I was trying to think if I should do anything for the spooky season. I feel like I could do some sort of Armies Against Entropy, like, bad guy thing. But I'm not sure. Like some of the entropy things. You should have done some goofy account changes for Spooky Month. It's fun. Yeah, I was thinking about doing it. I just, you know, I haven't been home, so I haven't really been able to do much of anything. So yeah, not entirely sure what that would entail, but you know, I could always do some, you know, entropy themed art for the account. Obviously, you know, the month's half over at this point, but Halloween still hasn't happened, so. Purple guy, yo, hello everyone. I'm normal guy, DLSRL friend. Oh yeah, I remember you. Also Spooky Month account change. There you go. Perfect. I remember you. I invited him over here, grand return. Yeah, honestly, it's probably not going to be all that interesting because I'm kind of just going to be fumbling around, getting used to, you know, used to stuff again. I got some stuff to show. Not, you know, just kind of from being away. One of them is in this fancy box right here. And that is that I reprinted my my cards, and I've got them all in card sleeves now. And so we got, you know, our new gods, which I did play a game with them, or well, my friends played a game with them. The two new ones, they did die because I hadn't played the game before, and arguably I think the new gods are kind of a higher skill cap because they don't give you really much in units, but they felt really cool. So yeah, and yeah, I got everything. Just have everything, all the cards printed. So I thought that was cool. You know, just cards. Feels cool having them physically. Yeah, new gods are both entirely utility and control. Yeah, which you know, you can't really make many mistakes with that. You don't have the units to make the mistakes. So it was it didn't work out super well for them. And maybe come up with, or like think of some actually I should really just be showing this in the full camera, sorry. So you can actually see them better. There we go. Yeah, look at that. And the card sleeves are super nice because I actually can shuffle them now, because without them, it was like, you know, you really, our favorite card that's never ever broken, the bridge. I did consider, speaking of shiny, I did consider getting, there's like sort of like iridescent sticker paper you can get that's like translucent. I was tempted to make holographic versions. I thought that would be fun, but I haven't done that yet. But yeah, so made a bunch of cards. Probably could have done that as like a stream with like a top-down camera and like cutting them out and sleeving them, but that might be a good future thing to do for next printed version. Kind of a loop here, so I'm just say cool words and phrases like an action figure. Perfect, sounds good. No, I mean basically the loop here is I have a game and I printed the cards. I'd probably even watch you drive on the interstate. That's I appreciate. Sorry, it's funny. I appreciate that. Yeah, I might try to do some video game streams too soon, but if you're thinking of, hey, maybe I should stream this, maybe you should. Yeah. Well, part of that, I literally just thought of that, to be honest, because like, oh yeah, I made all these cards, and I was like, oh wait, I could actually have done that on stream, but I'll think about that next time. Again, I wasn't even home, so I just kind of happened to do this while I was at my dad's house. So I was like, you know what? I'll bring some projects I can actually accomplish while I'm there. So there's that. Other cool thing, pretty unrelated, but still cool. Hold on, wait. I'm here. Don't worry. Other cool thing, but unrelated, is I did get, if my computer actually loads, hold on. It's a little blurry, but here. What the heck? Full display. I did get to see the Northern Lights, so I got to take some pictures of those. So that was pretty rad. You know, that one's a little clearer. Rad Coolio, there you go. Raddy Cool? Rad, I don't know. Anyway. And it's funny because I did this and I'm like, God, this color scheme looks almost exactly like, you know, some of the Armies Against Entropy stuff. Like, I don't know. Yeah, the Northern Lights are something I also like to see. It was definitely not nearly like this vibrant and colorful. I mean, the sky definitely was this color where I was, but I was pretty, you know, it's not like I was, you know, hanging out on the North Pole or anything, but, you know, there was some really cool shots you can, that I got. I don't know. It's pretty cool. You can see the stars and stuff, but I was like, oh my God, they got Amp Tower in Alaska. Honestly, yeah, it was just really funny. I'm like, I didn't even intend for these colors to be the thing, but now I'm like, oh wait, I should use the Northern Lights as maybe like part of a old god motif, you know, kind of how I have like all the riffs and all that kind of stuff. I think that could be kind of a cool, you know, for some of the feature cards I draw, have those sort of colors. I mean, they already have the colors, but, you know, actually using the shapes and stuff. Thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, really cool. Yeah, it definitely wasn't nearly this vibrant without a longer exposure, but it definitely looked really cool. This one was really bright. Actually, talking about it, the Northern Lights would be absolutely ruin the life of some unfortunate caveman who saw it for the first time. Yeah, that's true. They'd just be like, God? Hello? But yeah, really cool. And there were some, like, it was funny because we went around to, like, go find, like, go out and find the Northern Lights, and we, like, drove around all over the place. We went to, like, this, you know, to the, you know, river, and, we didn't really get that many, like, we couldn't really see the Northern Lights because there were so many clouds, and then finally we got back home, and it was just perfect in his backyard, but it's still, like, really cool shots. Yeah, they look sick, and, you know, you can kind of see the glow behind it, but it wasn't, like, you know, it wasn't the full Northern Lights sort of experience. You could see the pink and teal behind it, but... what do you say? Imagine what walking around, the world is kind of scary, but it's all right. It's getting dark, and you look up, and then green and red swirls. Yeah. Can you go back to the first cloud shot? Oh yeah, hon. That one? Or wait, no. I think it may have been that one that I stopped at. That one's a little blurry. I think it was this one. This one, right? Is that the one you were talking about? Maybe that one? That one's pretty cool. Or was it the literal first one? Kind of, the kind of blurry one, actually. This one? Yeah, this is kind of really cool because, you know, it's just like, yeah, a green sky. I think it actually looks pretty cool. Is my monitor dying? Sorry, I was trying to see if it was a dead pixel or if it was just my camera. It might be my camera, which is unfortunate, but... Yeah, okay, it's cool to me. Yeah, no, I mean... There's some... Like, that's really cool. There's, you know, orange, and then there's the pink and the green, and... Yeah, it's hard to hold it still and, you know, get great shots, but... Honestly, this is just of the sky, but it still looks cool. Aurora Borealis, yeah. I'm showing them off, because it was, is a cool thing to see. Yeah. Semi-related, by I live in the middle of suburbia, and for the first time, I went to semi-rural area, and stars at night generally wowed me. There's so many stars at night. Oh yeah, for sure. Suburbia, not suburbia. Yeah, I gotcha. I got you. You're good. But yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, no. If you live in like an area with a lot of light pollution, yeah, like this is a cool shot. If you live in an area with a lot of light pollution, then you go to just see the stars. It's like, it's pretty crazy. Let me see. Let me make sure I'm not gonna dox myself. I'm not. Okay. There's a few more. Yeah, they're a little blurrier. And on a small screen, you can't even tell that they're that blurry, but like you managed to coordinate some light days off, like 20 minutes at least. Yeah, honestly, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, that was actually part of the problem being here, is all the lights, you know, all the street lights kind of didn't help anything. Yeah, I don't know, some of these are just really cool, I thought. Again, blurry, but the colors were cool. I mean, the Aurora Borealis kind of blocks the stars. Yeah, true. Yeah, I didn't realize that was blurry. Oh, yeah. And this is a Dvorak keyboard. If you ever seen one of those. Very unrelated, but if you're like, why are these keys not right? Well, I don't know what your keyboards look like, you know. Here we are. Anyway. It's not hard to block the stars these days. Yeah, true. Actually, let's see here. I had one shot that was really cool because you could see the stars. Which a few of them you can actually see the stars in the background, which I thought was kind of cool. Some were just like really red too. But yeah, some cool shots. I don't know, just figure out a chair. Very inspiring for my art, and it was just cool in general. So yeah. What else exciting stuff do I have to show you? That's the main stuff I think I plan to show you, just the cards and the cards in the sky, you know. I did a little bit of like one playtest. I haven't really been able to do much. I think I do want to get the game live for the new version with abilities. I think that's probably a good next step. Oh, and this is kind of funny. Maximus, the you know how boring stuff over, not time for rulebook editing. I mean, I guess I could show you that too, because I was working on that a bit in the background. I think I did post some of it in the Discord server, but oh, I guess the other thing is right now you're actually listening to it. This is actually the new album of the guy who did the music I listened to, or like I've been playing. He just released a new album, so we got a whole new you know, whole new album of songs, so that's kind of fun. So less repetitive music, so that's another plus. Some more Lazy Laser, go check it out. So that's fun. What else? Oh yeah, cool guy for letting you use the stuff. Yeah, for sure. It's awesome. I did throw some money at his Bandcamp or whatever. I don't think he even would have made me do it if I just asked, but I still feel good about, you know, throwing some money his way. I'm assuming it's Guy. I never actually asked him, but you know. Cool dude regardless. What am I doing? Rule book, right? And some of this is actually already gonna have to be changed, but Photoshop away. Photoshop's like, I haven't been opened in 2 weeks. What are you doing to me? Let me open all these pages. So yeah, I had started kind of working on that where, you know, it's kind of themed a bit, and then, you know, it's going to have actual examples and stuff, and looks prettier. Looks much better, not gonna lie. Yeah. And then, yeah. Did I? Yeah, so some of this stuff, some of it's gonna have to be like rearranged a little bit because I haven't completely finalized all the rules, but I kind of want to get a, you know, I lost my train of thought. Less of a medical journal, more like a game. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, actually, yeah, that's what I was saying. The rule book isn't finalized yet, so I kind of wanted to, you know, I just kind of wanted to get a start and see if I liked how I was planning it, and then, you know, go from there. Got cat hair in my mouth somehow, yet again. Yeah, apologies if I'm a bit slow. I am more tired than I normally be at this time of day because somebody, and I'm not gonna name names, but somebody keeps meowing at my door early in the morning, and again, not gonna name names, but you know, I've been waking up earlier than I would hope. You really went in the right direction comparatively. Like, you ever need motivation, just look at previous rulebook versions. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, honestly, I love going back and looking at stuff. It's one of the really important reasons to like save your art and stuff. I have one picture that actually reminds me of that. Let me see if I can pull it up. I kind of don't do that. I keep deleting stuff, anything I make. Honestly, yeah, maybe I shouldn't do that, but oopsies. Yeah, no, I recommend doing it. You know, you might not like your stuff you make, but then if you go back and look at it, you can see how far you've come. And I think that's really important. Helps you be proud of yourself, you know? I know it's on Instagram, but oh, you know what? It might be under here. No. I'm just looking at random stuff here. It really doesn't actually matter, but it's completely unrelated to everything, but am I logged in on Instagram on my computer? That's the real question. Yes. This is like way more effort than I should have. Okay, here it is. So this was when I was not actually that young. Like, I drew this, and then like a year later I drew this. It's my cute little, like, you know, comic book style, but that's like a year of improvement. maybe even less than that. I think I said a year, only a few years, whatever, either way. But it's my cute little comic book style, but it definitely came a long way since like one to the other. But your stuff isn't that bad. Is that to me or to Maximus? Just a year down, so I think it says a few years, but still. Maybe 2.5 years ago. Okay, that was 2.5 years. So, yeah, to tell. I haven't actually seen Maximus's stuff. But yeah. Anyway. So yeah, definitely keep your art. It's worth it. I don't know. I feel like I'm weird as far as an artist, because a lot of artists don't like their own work. They, you know, they don't like seeing it because they can see all the flaws. And I get that, but I kind of actually like my art. I feel like a lot of artists just hate their stuff, but okay, if you'll see stuff from me for a while, but at least I know that you're higher on that list than, but at least know that you're higher on that list than you would think. Oh yeah, I don't even thinking about, I mean, like thinking about some of my old stuff. I'm like the only person he ever showed anything to. Well, I'm sure it's better than you think it is. Yeah, I mean, art's hard, but yeah, I mean, just keep at it. Just do stuff you like. There's a lot of people who say, you know, like, you gotta practice this, you gotta practice anatomy, you gotta practice whatever, but just keep doing stuff you like, and you'll end up, you know, you end up, you know, getting better. That's basically all I did. I mean, I picked that was kind of really how I got better at art, was doing that comic book. Obviously just practicing over time, but like, it did force me to do some stuff that, you know, I wouldn't normally do, but, it was worth it. It was a good project, and I enjoyed, you know, being able to do it. But yeah, I mean, if you ever feel like sharing your stuff, you should. But yeah, I don't know. I'm rambling now. I have a notification. It is not important. But yeah, I'm sure it's better than you think. And it's probably not also the best to compare yourself to other people, because, well, I mean, it's okay. Sometimes it's good if you can look at it objectively, but if, you know, like, I know there's people better than me, but that doesn't devalue your art, you know? I don't ever feel like sharing my stuff, to be honest, but our purple guy over here won a bet. That's why he's seen some. Well, I'm sure it's better than you think. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, I don't know. I kicked his ass in CS 1.5. I'm assuming that's Counter-Strike. Good old Counter-Strike. What else is there to talk about? Oh yeah, we were looking at the rule book. Yeah, so, you know, I got all these pages and stuff. I think some of it I have to reorder because I did something wrong, but I got to put them all in like folders so you can like turn off sections, and then that way we can just, you know, move stuff around. This is kind of the interesting part that I wanted to show, and not the writing portion. Like, organizing this isn't, you know, that bad to show. Organization, woo, yeah. So this is going to be more interesting than you know, than actually writing the rule book. because I will have like diagrams and stuff like that. Sorry, excuse me. Ugh. It actually looks 5 times better than the previous. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I just, yeah, adding the visuals makes it a lot better. And honestly, even just like the subtle background does a lot, you know? So yeah, that's the work in progress there. And that I did like right before I left. And then I was like, okay, well, we'll come back to it. From reading a paper on thermodynamics of mice skin to this is passable and charming for a game. Yeah, for sure. Although that paper on thermodynamics of mice skin, I don't know, that sounds kind of interesting. What am I doing? Here we go. But yeah, so we did that. Oh, I did realize something, and I wanted to tell you this, Maximus. So you know how we were like working on, we're talking about Elvish Archer and how we changed it to an ability, and so it's remove 5 units from this card. You may attack 2 targets, but only take damage of the highest power level for the targets. So the funny part is we thought this is a nerf because it used to just be once they were at 10, and then if they attacked, you know, 2 level 1 targets, it would, you know, it would still cost 5, right? So it cost, you know, 7 instead of just 2. Oh god, wait, this might be such a... Well, the thing is, abilities we decided could be used at any time. So you can actually use this not on your turn. Like, not looking at the game for a while made me realize this. Yeah, you can also use it... You can also use it... yeah, I was like, oh yeah, we decided that all abilities can be used at any time, so you could actually use this... yeah, anytime. Yeah, I completely forgot about it too. Well, it's the first one we worked on, and then we went on, like, we were like talked about all the other ones, and we're like, oh wait, yeah, maybe it should be at any time. And then honestly, I think it's fine. Worst case, I bump it up to like be more units, but wait, so the Elvish Archer can attack infinitely for 5 units per... No, so it's still 5 units plus the cost of the thing that they're attacking. But in theory, yes? Unless I, like, make some sort of, like, exhausted state, but I kind of don't want to do that. So it's 5 units plus the cost. So technically you could attack, like, Endlings infinitely for 5 units. Well... 5, 6, 7 units. No, wait, no, sorry, 6 units. Yeah, but still, if you have 35 units, you could kill like 5 Old God lands. Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, but at that point, like, the game's probably over. But yeah, maybe it's too overpowered. Maybe it has to be like 10 or something. But yeah, way stronger than you think. It really is. But I'm gonna hold off and not do anything with it until we playtest it more. But you can kill the Old God card as they come out. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, there could be a simple fix of just saying you may attack 2 targets in attack phase, and then that just fixes the problem, probably. So the ability just makes it so it can only attack in attack phase. And that's probably the fix to it. But for now, I think I'm going to leave it. I don't know. I think I might leave it just to see how it works, and then, like, I can use the being able to attack not on your turn as a option for a different card, because I think that's a cool idea. Because I think I'm gonna need more hero ideas. Honestly, I feel like I have a lot of structure and you know, spell and that kind of idea, and god ideas, but not really a ton of hero ideas. But yeah, probably gonna need to be reworded. I just found that out the other stream. I was like looking at it. On topic of hero ideas, I'm listening. Oh, I'm listening. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I want to do some Halloween stuff. I just feel like I don't have a whole bunch of time to set all that up, especially because I really would need to get another video out. I think that's probably going to be my focus. What do you think about hero with inherent AoE? What I mean is that, like, it attacks normally to one card, but attacks adjacent cards for a third of the damage for free or something. Yeah, I think... adjacency, I'm not sure how I feel about. I think it might be okay. Once I get all the turn order stuff sort of figured out. Or not turn order, but like card placement order, because that's something I'm working on in the rule book. Because right now card draw can be in any order, so it doesn't really do much for I can't remember where I put it, but oh yeah, drawing phase. Yeah, so I'm trying to like clarify how they draw, because right now you could draw in any order really, because it's not clarified. It's like, so I think the idea is you draw the old guards and the old gods cards in the order that they're drawn, and then, you know, the minions to follow because it's written second, and then you go down the line and draw any cards that would be drawn from other cards like lands. And then I think adjacency could be fine. And probably a good mechanic, honestly, because I do want to have more AoE, but yeah, just getting those rules clarified, I think, is a big portion of that. Because right now, cards could show up next to each other based on how the player decides to draw the cards. So, and like you were saying, we actually have two separate ways of drawing cards right now. So, like the way you were doing it was different than how I do it. And honestly, the rules I wrote might be slightly different than how I actually do it, but I'm just trying to keep things more fair. Wait, on the topic of cards with third free damage, what is your current rule section like? And what? Oh, on a situation like, sorry. Hold for more. Please wait. Just jamming. A card with 7 power level gets attacked for 3 damage. What happens then? Is it left with 4? Does it flip back next turn? Is it unaffected entirely? It's unaffected entirely. You can't hurt a old god card. It's all or nothing. The idea behind that was just so we didn't have to track anything. And I think that's how I want it to be. I think there could be stuff that somewhat breaks that rule. Okay, good to know when thinking of card ideas. Yeah. So I think the one thing I might have breaking that rule is maybe like a structure that allows 2 targets to attack, or 2 heroes to attack 1 target, something like that. I think that could be kind of cool. But I don't think. But then you just subtract the number of units, you know, to your liking on each card. So I think the current one is good too. And my idea as a philosophy, you should only let gods break rules entirely. Yeah. I don't think I'll ever have counters on their cards. I think that gets, you know, too confusing, and it kind of changes the game somewhat fundamentally. I mean, you wouldn't really generally want to attack a card if you have 2 low units because you just die, but still, yeah. Attacking 1 card with 2 cards is fine, but leaving an old god card damaged should be a god only thing, or just not done. Yeah, I just don't think I want to do it because it just adds a whole mechanic to the game, which I guess isn't the worst thing. I don't mind, yeah, the gods adding mechanics, but that could be interesting actually. Yeah, like a god that allows the old god to take damage. But typically, I think that's just a pretty poor strategy, because then you're losing heroes, which means you're losing action economy for the sake of just chipping away at something. It would have to be... Actually, I have an idea for that. I feel like your cards would... I think you may have mentioned something like that, where, like, you don't die instantly. I feel like, yeah, it'd have to be like a god of necromancy and your cards come back or something. Or like a necromancy altar would be required in order to get a strategy like that to work, which is fine, but it could be a structure as well. But what if you both get to leave cards damaged and you also get to choose how many units you attack with when attacking? Ah, okay, with the maximum number of X. Okay. So yeah, you'd only lose those number of units. Gotcha. That's interesting. I'd have to think about that. It's pretty, like, fundamentally game-changing, but again, I wouldn't be totally opposed to gods changing how the game is played, because that's kind of the point of them. But yeah. So yeah, I probably need to deal with some of that stuff. I've been wanting to do kind of a lore pass on cards. I think it's too much to track, but still, yeah, probably. If you did it, it would be something like when they attack, you put the number of units on the card, and then, like, next time you attack it, those units are added to your attack. Something like that. I don't know, it's kind of weird, but... Skin response to step up and step down heating in C3H mice. Oh, I was like, wait, what is this? This is the thermal temperature thing? Do you go on a deep dive where you just reading the thermodynamics on mice for the past, like, you know, 20 minutes? Yeah, kind. I was like, wait, what are you even talking about? And I scroll up, I'm like, all right, we were talking about... I only managed to find this. There were some on human skin, not mice, though. Okay, good to know. We lost Purple Guy for a minute. Got lost in the sauce. But yeah, Elvish Archer, we did that. I really wanted to do a lore pass on all the cards and maybe try to make them either... I'm still kind of unsure how to feel about the lore. I like the idea that we have, like, you know, names, you know, Oscathian warrior. I think that's kind of cool. The only problem I have with it, you know, just like different, you know, lore things. The biggest problem I have with it is that we have like Oscathian Fortress and Oscathian War Camp. It's like, those words seem like more of a confusing aspect than a thing that actually helps anything. Because these have gotten confused before, the camp and the fortress. You should rename, yeah, rename one of them, yeah. Or do it like Fortress of Oscathia, or, you know, Army Camp of Oscathia, and then that way the word is first and it's not, you know, I think that might be a better way to do it. Like, I want different nations help in the war. Yeah, that would be a good idea too. Yeah, let some other group help put their name in it. Yeah, I think... Yeah, no, for sure. I totally agree. Yeah, like create a few more nations and a few more... Because right now we have like... We have sort of the, yeah, Oscathians. We have like the Holy Order, I guess, with, you know, Cleric and Paladin. Although they're different, I kind of want them to maybe be the same Holy Order. So I'd probably maybe do something there. There's the Barbarians, which I think are a separate order. The Elves, which are, you know, Elf and... Can you do Control F? Oscathia? Oh, yeah. Or Osgatha. It's, I guess, the... Yeah, this is Osgatha and Osgathian. Yeah, so Warrior, Merchant, Fortress, Army Camp. So 4. Because, like, we do with the Merchants of Osgatha. 4 cards share it. Merchant technically says Osgatha, not Osgathian. Because, again, it's sort of in that format of Merchant of. Which I probably like better, but yes. Pretty much 4 cards share it. But yeah, I kind of like having motifs of like groups, but I also would like there to be, it probably should make more groups. I feel like cards share their names should be really different. Yeah. I mean, that's the only thing that shares names, you know? Yeah, like Warrior and Merchant are different enough, but Army Camp and Fortress aren't. Yeah, I guess that's true, yeah. But yeah, we kind of have like... I mean, I guess most warriors are separate, or like heroes are separate factions, or I guess like maybe the elves would be one faction. The, you know, warrior, merchant are Osgathian. These two are, you know, holy. We got barbarians, and then, you know, mage and necromancer don't really have any sort of affiliation, and nor does, I guess the monk would probably be its own thing. Order of, you know, the Soul Fist or something. But yeah, I kind of want to do a lore pass. Either Fortress or... yeah, either Camp or Fortress gotta change somewhat. I feel like Monk, Necro are Outcast. Yeah, I feel like... The Mage has, like, cards surrounding him. And for some reason, those don't ever feel confusing, right? Because there's a Mage's Tower. Although, I always call the mage a wizard, and maybe I should just change him to a wizard, because that just always confuses me. Because he looks more like a wizard than a mage. Okay, so lore thing. Yeah, because lore was a very, hear me out. I'm hearing you out. You're about to say something buck wild, aren't you? Not wild, trust me, okay. Brace yourself up. That was me bracing myself. Should I like drink a sip of water so when you say it, I go do a spit take? What if magic is frowned upon because people are confused and generally with the old god shenanigans, but lost magic users have their own groups and areas? Interesting. Okay. I kind of like that. Like magic is illegal kind of deal or lost. And that they're kind of I'm trying to think of it and they're kind of just using it again to fight the old gods kind of deal. So mages, necromancers, monks, etc. hang out around each other, driven by their thirst for knowledge. Interesting. It's cool. I'm trying to think what I if that's the direction I want to go. I do like it. I think partly going hungry most days, I spent a lot of money on equipment books to learn more about world's energies. Yeah, that's cool. I know there are some other stories like that, and not that like, you know, it's so I'm just thinking it through. And they aren't imprisoned. They aren't imprisoned because no faction is insane enough to attack the outcasts. That's kind of cool. Yeah, it's just like a social thing. Or maybe it doesn't even need to be illegal. It could even just be, I love the implication that the outcasts are stronger than most kingdoms alone. That is kind of cool. I'm thinking that through. I know like League of Legends has like a similar thing, like magic is banned, right? I'm not saying that like, you know, every story's been done before, so it's not that I'm like afraid of copying it. I'm just trying to think if I like it. I'm trying to think. I almost think rather than maybe being illegal, maybe something like, I'm trying to decide if maybe it's just frowned upon, right? I mean, most stories do that. Like, I've seen most magic as a weapon. Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know, a controlled thing. I could also see it being like more of they're an outcast because maybe they are seeking out these sort of energies, right? Like the you know, rather than being in a city. And here they just hate mages and etc. because they're afraid of them. That's actually cool, yeah. But wizards don't truly care about the weapon aspect of their art. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, I kind of like the magic users all being sort of a group. Or like a tentative group, right? They're I mean, actually, look at all their cards. They all look like the same background and stuff. They all feel very similar. They don't have their own cities, just have groupings and some places, stuff that need larger equipment. Yeah. I think that's cool. And like, yeah, the monks and like wizards wouldn't just be hanging out necessarily, but they would respect each other kind of deal. And then, yeah, I think that's actually kind of, it's cool to have some like animosity that would be between different groups. Because it's like the end of the world and everyone has to come together, put aside their differences kind of deal and actually work together. So I think that's kind of a fun concept in general. Like maybe the humans are warring with elves, or something like that. But now that, you know, there's a bigger threat, they kind of had to work together. You should think of inter-faction relations when doing something like this. Oh, for sure. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not sure how much like lore I feel like I need to like write and complete right now, but just kind of getting some of the you know, the confusing bits out there and tying some stuff together that feels empty. And yeah, I guess that's a good point. Yeah, these guys kind of feel different from everyone else, but they kind of, you know, have magic in common, which is kind of a cool aspect of that. You just gave me the idea of lore, and you'll never recover from this. What, you're just gonna have tons of lore ideas, or is there something that you truly never will? R.I.P. me, I guess. Is FedEx guy delivering for me? I am getting new graphics card, so that'll be exciting. He's just kind of hanging out there. Anyway, you'll never escape my ramblings. I'm cool with that. I mean, I love world building, that kind of thing. It honestly, it's kind of weird I didn't do it for this game, really. I mean, the world building was kind of just tacked on. Kyle honestly did most of it. You know, mine was just tentatively like, okay, yeah, we have, you know, fantasy people and they're fighting, you know. I did most of the entropy lore, you know, like all the names of them and that kind of stuff, but yeah, most of the other stuff was Kyle, kind of tacked on close to the end. And yeah, I don't know if like the whole, oop, God, I don't know if the Holy Order is like a I kind of want these two to be like, I keep adding cards. I want these two to sort of be more related. And I'm not sure how I feel about like the names either, but Kyle, yep. So yeah, I kind of want, I think there's, I don't know if the religious order is its own nation or if it's you know, Holy Order is an internal group inside humans. They're closer to elves, but humans and elves are at war, and the Holy Order is trying to end the war before the whole old god things. Yeah, I can see that. I almost wonder if they're like a holy nation, though. That's what I was wondering, rather than like, because potentially, you know, other human nations. I mean, there's obviously other human groups, but I'm wondering if like, you know, there probably would be other, you know, other nations. So like a religious sort of nation where they're kind of using magic, but they're using it in a different way than, you know, outcasts would, right? They're using it under a guise of like holy magic. What if humanity condensed into one group for... What if humanity... Sorry, my dyslexia is kicking in hard. Condescends? Condensed into one group for the Elven War. Gotcha. Because the elves are more uniform already and they have just one nation anyways, so the human need for it to come back together for that war and scale. Yeah, that could be cool. I feel like the barbarians are probably more like a raider sort of group and that kind of stuff, but yeah, I think the biggest thing is really, and I guess, yeah, I got Pen Forest, right? That's a, you know, I think it doesn't necessarily always have to say what they are, even if they're in some other thing. Like some other faction. I don't think it always has to say what faction they are, but yeah, no, I think that could be cool. Yeah, just pondering that. But yeah, so that's something I need to do. I need to, you know, unify everything. I don't know if I want to get that done with this patch. But that I think could be cool. Barbarians are leftovers of an old hunter-gatherer civilization, but after the drought of 523 BC, they couldn't hunt anymore, neither savage or human raiders. Yeah, that's kind of my thought. That was my kind of what I assumed they would be like. They also could. Like, I also kind of thought of them as sort of a like a warrior nation, actually, potentially instead, because they have the same effect of the God of War. So they feel kind of really tied into that, right? I thought that would be cool. And then maybe what I do is I take Fortress and make it into... because it has the same sort of effect, make it into like a barbarian fortress instead. I think that could be kind of cool. Barbarians hated by all except elves, who only have a mutual understanding of not harming nature. That'd be cool. Yeah, I like that. They became warriors after the war. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like I like the connection, like mechanical connection they have to God of War. So I'll probably link something in there. But what's desert? They gain units in unit phase. Yeah, so it's all very like warrior-y for them, or they gain people based on fighting. I think I kind of want maybe more ties to the new gods, because the old gods seem like, you know, they're kind of just like passively or like gone, right? And then they came back, and that's like a part of it. But these are all good ideas. I'm definitely absorbing them. But yeah, no, I definitely think we need a lore pass. And I think when I don't know if the, there's gonna be a whole lot in the actual card game, obviously, but I think the new gods is in the 2 new gods, or the player gods. Yeah, I think player gods are more prominent. Like, humans and elves pray to them, and they probably were more like prevalent in their lives, right? They're actually doing things, where the old gods are, I don't know, pushed out or something like that. Because there's also like the whole mythology angle, right? Like their whole pantheon sort of angle, where we have to like figure out why the old gods were there and now they're gone, and why are the new gods there? Like, did the old gods get banished by the new gods, kind of deal, or that kind of thing? But I think if I include lore, it's probably mostly going to be in the some questions can be left unanswered on purpose, for sure. Yeah, something to like knowing what it would be anyway, and then that way you can kind of have a better idea of why things develop the way that they do, even if I never say it, in lore. But yeah, most of the lore I think is going to be I mean, probably relatively surface level. I mean, this is a card game, right? And I don't think I'm going to be like, writing any real major stories with it, with the exception of probably when I do the video game version. I probably would want to have like a story mode, right? And that would be like a minor story about just, all these everyone banding together, and that's like where you start acquiring more cards as you go. You're acquiring more forces and that kind of stuff, and like unifying people, and then you can actually, of course that's later on. That's like so later on that it doesn't really matter, but writing down. I mean, here, let's just make a new document. Also, not sure how I feel about documents having tabs now. Feels weird to me, but on the idea of magic being hated, imagine the most prestigious magic school being in the middle of a hood area. That is kind of fun. That is kind of fun. Like pristine and clean school surrounded by graffitied warehouse, lots of full garbage. I warned you about the lore. Should have kept my mouth shut, huh? No, I think that's fun. I love world building, so I probably won't take all your ideas, but I do love hearing them. They're always more ideas are better, Idea's good, Is this actually still the same album? That was the last song in the album. Gotcha. I haven't listened to this album nearly as much. So let's just write some stuff down because we're here and we're talking about it. So why not, right? So as far as factions go, we got Osgath, Ians. It's a made-up word to make sure I spell it right. There we go. Osgathians, we have, Holy Order. We've got Barbarians. We got Mages. Monk. Mages, monks are like a subset. Wizards. I don't know if wizards. I like sharing even my worst ideas because sometimes even my friends that know nothing about what I'm doing can help by saying the most unrelated thing and giving me inspiration. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. No, I think it's you can be inspired by pretty much anything, right? For stories and art and that kind of stuff. I mean, like even me seeing the Northern Lights, that's inspiring to like make more art for my cards and stuff like that. So, you know, it's all important. Oh, by the way, what do we think of the new border? I changed it to kind of a sleeker look. Actually goes for programming too. Honestly, I've always said that art, anything can inspire your art. Yeah, it's slightly different. I haven't really like fully I don't know. I kind of just want it to be a little bit simpler. I think I kind of went overboard with the other one. I kind of just wanted to keep it a little bit I don't know. I just thought it was a little cleaner looking and kind of matched my, you know, starting soon and like all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Just a thought. I'm not sure if we'll probably keep iterating on it, but for now, I think this is the new one. Anyway, yeah, no, I mean like my background is like so weird. Like why I'm even working on, you know, card games in the first place is just building on different art forms, and you can really be inspired and, you know, want to create, you know, different art just by, you know, like watching other things or learning from other forms. Like, I don't think I'd be as good at drawing art and like having good lighting in my cards if, or like, you know, in this stuff, you know, some of the lighting in some of these, if I didn't go to like film school, you know? So, I don't know. I think it's important to have a lot of different facets of, or be able to like absorb other facets of other things you might learn. Watching is a big inspiration for me sometimes for a reason you might not think. Okay, now I'm curious. Is it because I'm bald and I'm still working on stuff? I'm just kidding. I don't know. It's being dumb. But I am curious. We got elves. Like you're somewhat closer to me in the steps of creation, like someone with 1.5 million subs telling me to go make a game and make it big sounds fake to me, but you with 1.1k subs making a game, yeah, I got you. Yeah, no, I totally get that. There was like actually like you're not a professional, you're making mistakes, etc. Yeah. Oh no, I think a lot of people like that. Like can appreciate that kind of thing. There's a few examples of that I can think of that I've, you know, felt the same. You know, there's a lot of people who are like, oh, I've never done this before. I'm gonna like, you know, do a tutorial on this, even though I've never done it, and we'll learn along the way. And then they do it, and then it's like an interesting viewpoint, right? And then, but yeah, I totally get your example. There was kind of a more sad story, but there's me and Kyle, my friend, we were originally going to we wanted to do some animation stuff. We never really got into it, but we saw some other people, like a really small creator, like trying to do a Kickstarter and make this animated thing, and we're like, oh wow, that sounds like cool and it's exciting. And then they came out with like a few like short videos about it, and they were just really bad. So this is more of a sad side of it, but it was like, oh man, we had such high hopes for this thing because they were a cool small creator, and they just like beefed it completely. But that said, I do get the feeling though. I have like I said, that's not the only example. And I don't mean to like shit on anyone's art, but sometimes you gotta learn, you know. Well, that's not very inspirational about. Yeah. So that was my first thought, and I was like, I remember being. Well, thing is, we were very inspired by the person. Like, oh, they're doing like the same thing we want to be doing. They want to make, you know, shows similar to this and that, and you know, we were like excited about it. And then it was just kind of like, in the end, it was very much a letdown. But I get the feeling. Hopefully, I'm not a letdown to you. That being said, there are definitely examples of that. Like there were, you know, was doing more prop making stuff. There's a lot of smaller prop making channels that were showing that kind of stuff, and they were you know, there wasn't like prop making, like especially for like you know, cosplay and that kind of stuff. That's like a relatively like new technology, right? Like using foam to craft stuff and that kind of thing. So a lot of that was like learning along the way, and that stuff was really inspiring to me, like when I was doing like props and costuming and stuff. So yeah, I totally get the actually being inspired or not totally upset. You've already been an inspiration in a couple of things I made that may or may not have deleted, but still. Well, I appreciate that. I do. No deleting your stuff. That's my new rule for you. No deleting your things. Just bury it in a folder that you never look at, and then come back to it at some point. You cannot make him do that. I can't, but I was just about to write make him do that, and that was not what I meant to do. Humans. Maximus, I believe in you, okay? I don't know if you need to hear that, but I believe. I feel like necromancers would be under wizards. I guess mages is maybe a better category. I had a flash drive that I deleted his stuff out of, and he made me fill it and empty it again, so it couldn't be recovered. That's wild. That is crazy. You got a glimpse, be grateful for that. Maximus, that makes me sad. I want you to like your stuff more. If it means anything, your ideas and your, you know, all the stuff that you've brainstormed with me, I think is really good stuff. Sorry, I'm bad at words, but I think that you've got a brain for it, right? You've got a mind for game design and that kind of stuff. So I think you should be proud of that. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that my ideas being worth something here is a gigantic inspiration. Well, good, because you've got good ideas. You really do. Yeah. What am I doing? Yeah, I kind of feel like the Holy Order, I kind of just want, like, I don't know if it should necessarily be a separate nation, but it definitely is, like, Osgathian, I don't know if it's like a continent or if it's like a kingdom, right? That'd be the thing I don't know, but more water. I'm not used to talking this much again. But yeah, I'm glad that your idea, or you that this can be inspiring to you. Truly I am. I mean, I think this is like basically the factions, right? There's nothing else. Human, Osgathian, I mean, I guess Pemforest is like its own thing. It would probably be a... I think maybe the thing to do is just make... Like, Osgathia is a continent, right? And then we can make, like, kingdoms within that continent. And then that way we can, like... Even if this is all Osgathian, right? Like the fortress. Or like... Which actually, I kind of really want to make this a, more of a barbarian thing. Because it feels more barbarian-ish. But just make it like a barbarian fortress. What I would like to do is... I can name this after like a city or something, or like a you know, the border of Osgathia would have a you know, where a camp would be, and then name it something, right? And then we can make a world map at some point. I think that would be kind of fun. So yeah, I think the biggest thing that lore is going to be used for, obviously, is going to be, you know, the game, like probably the video game, right? Video game. The I do want, I guess, yeah, world map would be cool, which I just came up with that right now, but video game. And then I do want to make a lore, like, I'm gonna try to spell cinematic. That's definitely not right. Cinematic. You'd think I'd be able to spell cinema having gone to film school, but you know, cinematic video. So that's gonna be one of my videos I want to do, where I'll have it kind of in the style of the actual like Armies Against Entropy video. I just clicked on my drive that has my spinning disk, and it's taking 4 minutes to boot up, even though I did not mean to click on it. Where am I? I'm like, don't remember how my folder organization works anymore. Armies Against Entropy. I want it kind of in... Screw it, we'll just pull up the the full video. Is that even right? That's not right. The, like, this part, it'd be like in this sort of look, right? Where it has this sort of like cool. We don't need this on mute. Hey, can't go back. Yeah, it literally won't let me. What's the one thing you would share with art majors that you learned in film school? Yeah, so this sort of style, right? But like a video with like little talking guys and that kind of stuff. Non-art majors that I learned in film school. It's a good question. I think I'm trying to decide. Because I mean, because I don't know if game design is the greatest career path, so I'm going with engineering. That makes sense. I mean, game design is definitely like can be a long shot, right? But art school does teach you some things. Yeah, I mean, so like, I don't know if this was specifically school that taught me this, and I don't know if this is exactly what you're looking for, but this is one of the things. Is that, and I was kind of hinting at it before, like any art you do is applicable to any other art you do. You can learn things from one thing to apply it to another. And I guess it probably just doesn't even include just art, but don't like, let your, oh, I've only used this. And actually, no, it does apply to like coding and stuff, right? Like you learn a coding language. No, not deleting your stuff, but this all goes back to not deleting my stuff. No. It goes back to, it's not even deleting it. It's just, and not even necessarily knowing where you came from, but realizing that the skills you've learned aren't just applicable for the one thing that you've done, right? Like again, me doing film school, I learned lighting, and that applied to my art, right? Or coding, right? Yeah, you learn one coding language. It doesn't mean that is only specifically, applicable to just that code. Like you can obviously learn, like you learn the premises, right? And you can apply that premise to other things you do. Like I like even comparing, cooking to drawing, right? If you draw something, you draw every single color, you don't pick a color palette, use every single color under, under the sun, under the rainbow, right? You draw this card with 27,000 different colors and it just looks ugly, right? You think of cooking as, colors as flavors, right? You don't want to put every single, every single flavor in a dish, right? You want to choose the ones that you want to use and do it that way. So I learned from my mom, like flower arrangement, right? Cause she does like flower stuff, and she remember her telling me, you want to use basically odd numbers, for arrangements. You probably can even see it here. I copied and pasted some stuff, but you want to use odd numbers when you're arranging stuff, and I've used that a lot in art in general. There's a couple of 3 right here, right, and just like patterning, that kind of thing. Okay, I think I get it. You can use a crowbar used for a to open a crate as a weapon too. I use every color. I mean, I'm not saying don't use every color, but the colors cooking thing you said sounds like something Bob Ross would say. I'll take that as a very big compliment. I'm not saying don't use every color, but know when to use them. Right? It's about, learning contrast and that kind of stuff. And when you should use every color. But I'm sure you've seen some of those things that are making fun of a DeviantArt person's OC or something like that, and there's they're every single color and they have every single thing on them. Part of the art process is learning what works, right? And what this is kind of a tangent at this point, but learning, I think it's understand the principles that you've learned when you're learning something, right? Don't just learn the overarching thing. You have to learn the principles, and then you can apply that stuff to other aspects of your life, and that will actually just make you better at everything. So I would say that's something just I learned over life, but film school I think really helped me. That's just overall good advice. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily something I learned specifically in film school, but I did film school, and then I realized that when I was doing it, that I was doing a lot of the stuff that no one else would do. I basically I did a lot of the prop making and stuff like that. Everyone who went to film school wanted to be a director or be a cinematographer, but no one really wanted to be like, I want to go here and I want to build set props and that kind of stuff. And I kind of had a lot of practice from doing my own films and that kind of stuff, and building props and having really creative family. So I think I kind of learned that because I kind of got into the role and was able to do that kind of thing. Good example of that, which I just thought of, is my dad is a surgeon. He made his own wallet from leather, and people were so surprised about it and all, even though he's sutures skin daily. Yeah, right? Exactly. People don't think to use one skill from action A in action B for some reason. I think it's, yeah, people really like to separate those things, and that's the thing. Like, if you're going into engineering and you learn all this stuff and you decide you want to be like someone who makes games, you don't have to feel like your whole life was a waste, right? You're still learning very applicable skills to apply to game creation, right? You don't need to feel like what you have done was my whole life is waste. I don't believe that, purple guy. You can learn a lot and apply that stuff to other things, even if you don't think it is the same. And honestly, I'm working on doing that more. In my videos, I kind of want like more narrative aspects and that kind of stuff. I wrote like 3 scripts while I was gone, which is really a plus, but one of them is just like including, like, I'm gonna do little animations and sort of make like little skits and stuff within the videos and kind of just bring more of my personality in. I'll make props and stuff like that and that kind of thing. Let's see, actually, glad I picked the department I did because I've learned programming at school. I'm gonna make a game before you did. And I'm going to copyright it in Russia. Yeah, I guess I was about to say I'll sue you, but you know, I guess you could copyright it elsewhere. I'll just, you know, post the hundreds of hours of video evidence I have working on it. Although, you know, you were in it a lot, so who's to say that you wouldn't get, you know, something? You're in all my live streams. But please don't do that. I'll be sad. Please don't make me sad. Do not betray me, Maximus. I want 0.3% royalties if I am to refrain from trademarking AAE in Russia. Okay. I don't even know what 0.3. Oh, I was gonna say I don't know what 0.3% of royalties would be, but there's literally nothing, so it would be nothing currently. I'll This is not legally binding. But yeah. Trademarked in Russia. But yeah. But yeah. Where were we? What were we doing? Talking about advice, right? Yeah, that's my advice. I don't think there's any other really, you know, I guess my advice from film school is anything's applicable to anything else. But I think I'm trying to think if there's anything else that would be like, I mean, a lot of it's just, you know, was hands-on stuff. If he does make it, you'll delete it before anyone else can see it. Oh man. You know, that's a true friend right there. One that just will razz you, right? We'll just hit you right where you're most insecure. Oh God. Your best friend is the one you hate the most. Your deepest enemy. Deepest? Darkest? I don't know. I don't know. Words. My brain's not working anymore. I do need to go grab some more water, so I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Give me a sec. Alright, I've returned. I'm gonna AFK for 15 to 30 minutes too. Gibraltar? Yeah. Worm. I'm eating a granola bar. Because I'm a smidge hungry. Well, we've accomplished nothing. But arguably I wasn't really expecting to accomplish all that much. Should we do something then? I guess it could work on the rule book. I should write down what I actually need to do, though. I'm trying to think if there's a document here where I'm actually using for my agenda, which I'm not. So let's do that. AAE agenda. All right, so we need to, we've got the rule book. Oh, I guess one other thing I was doing, it's on here. As I'm working on making a new website. I just got a Squarespace and it's nothing right now, but I'm gonna be having like, it's literally nothing. I just have one file in here. But the goal is to make a new website because my current one is kind of busted. So but the idea is there's just gonna be like all my projects. Because my current one is really slow, old, and there's me with hair. And mostly about my prop making, which is cool, but not what I want the primary focus of my stuff to be. I made some police barricades for Spider-Man. Like the actual Spider-Man Homecoming movie. So that's a fun thing. Look at that. I made those. Random fun fact of the day. Anyway. Let's, what do I want to do? Squeaky. Squeaky brakes. Let me throw this away. Sorry, chair's all busted there. Okay. Right, we're writing our agenda. Rule book needs to be done. What else needs to be done? Patch. Uh, 1.1.4 release. What else? I think this is just like stream stuff, right? Because I could, like, I have devlogs to work on, which is one thing I was thinking I could do for streams, but they're kind of hard to do, and I don't know how good they would be for listening quality, right? They might not be all that fun to watch. I guess my website, right? So that's like other. I hate that. Okay. Other. It's actually like stream agenda. I guess the lore pass is, but that might be something I want to do before I come out with the current version. I don't know. I'm kind of not entirely certain whether the rulebook and lore pass should all come out at the same time, but hard to say, honestly. The question is, what do I want to work on? Because the website requires me to like back up files. Devlogs require record audio. I guess I could work on like, I think the website actually could be some of the cool stuff to work on, because I can actually do some like, God, my chair is like breaking. Why you do this to me, chair? It's funny because I broke the like the foam was falling apart, and then I repaired the foam, and now it's just like popping out of place. So the fix worked, I suppose. But yeah. I guess probably the most important thing are these two, the rulebook and the lore pass. Because if I do those, then I can actually that's like an element of that. So this would be rulebook changes, or not rulebook changes, what am I talking about? Patch notes. I think the Elvish Archer thing is something I'm just gonna... I wonder if I just do that in attack phase. Remove 5 cards from this card. I'm actually curious if I add in attack phase. Attack phase is capitalized. I was correct. I guess I'll keep it that. Yeah, I guess. Let me see here. Chat GPT. Because I had. For the lore, I think, so here's the things we want to do. We want to rename camp or fortress. I'm leaning toward fortress. To barbarian fortress art change. Use our and we can probably still use the art for something else, like a Oscathian castle. Or maybe like bandit. Rename paladin and cleric. I guess an art change. Paladin. Can't spell paladin. Give paladin a shield instead of sword. Shield. Can't type. Holy mackerel. S-H shield. Shield? Yep. Dyslexia. Let's see, change mage to wizard. I think that's just a, I don't even know if this is a lore at this point. This is just a unification, sort of trying to make everything feel more correct. I don't know if reluctant dark arts. I'm still not like 100% sold on that, but it's kind of cool, but kind of not. So same with Elvish Archer Elite. It's like, I don't know, gotta think about that one. Honestly, I think that's mainly it. these are question marks. Elvish Archer and Necromancer. We'll kind of consider that. We'll consider that later. I think that's everything. Rename camp a fortress. Rename Paladin and Cleric. Change Mage to Wizard. Necromancer and Archer. I'm just trying to think if I want to have a better name for that. Well, and I guess then in that case, well, yeah, I guess I already mentioned that in there. So I think that's the main thing. I could do more, like, I don't know. I guess it's just something to consider when creating new cards, like, because I don't have a lot of, like, snowy stuff, and that's very structure-based. So I could have, you know, more stuff in that sort of realm of lore, but I think those are the only things I'm kind of like iffy on. I like Wasteborn. I wonder if I guess we can add Wasteborn to the lore. I don't know exactly what that means. If it's a place or like a thing, but could be interesting. This is literally all the information we have on the lore, at least for, you know, humans. There's obviously, you know, the old god, which the old god is interesting because there kind of are not necessarily factions, but there's sort of like, again, sort of motifs that, is that the right word? Motif? Motif. Design pattern. Yeah, okay. Like different design motifs for you know, different parts of the old gods stuff, right? Like we've got, I don't know, I guess we got like sort of more insecty creatures. We got the crystals, we got the slimes, we got, you know, bugs. It's like, so there's different like sort of sections of the old god in a sense, like different, not necessarily factions, but elements, I guess. But I don't know if that even makes sense to like separate as a thing. But it could be interesting. Trying to think of this too. Well, I'll consider that later. Let's look at. You know what? Let's look at renaming these things. I did come up with, I thought, a better name. Religious Fantasy Order names. What did I like? There's like a bunch I like. Sorry, I'm just looking here. Yeah, because I asked ChatGPT for a bunch of stuff. I was trying to... Unyielding Justice, Mule, Steadfast Mind, Celestial Order. I don't know if I really liked many of these. I thought there was one that I liked. Yeah, like Last Dawn is kind of cool. I feel like kind of playing with the light angle might be kind of interesting. Like, you know, Last Dawn or... I don't know. like the god of light kind of angle, but at the same time though, like it's interesting because the gods aren't necessarily light and dark, right? Because the gods technically have like god of destruction, and it's not that like that you wouldn't think of like a god that you would specifically be a good god, right? I think the gods are probably pretty like neutral in a sense, where like they're not necessarily good or evil, but they're still ones that humans worship or work around, even if they're not specifically good or evil. There's just a greater threat, which is the old gods, right? Which I find kind of interesting, because it's not really 100% good versus evil. It's just order versus entropy, right? And even destruction can be ordered, right? I guess, in a sense. Destruction is sort of entropy-like, though, I suppose. But it depends on, I guess, how you destroy something. Deconstruction might be a better word for that, but... I don't know, I think this is kind of interesting that, like, the old gods could be more... Again, it's sort of a neutral thing. Obviously, you know, the old gods are trying to conquest, so it's, they're not particularly good, but they are trying to destroy all of humanity. But yeah, I kind of want a unified name, but then again, I kind of want, but I don't want to make them like too samey, right? Because then we run into the same problem we had with the fortress and whatnot. So, but I think having like a something that you know binds them together would be cool. Like, my idea is that they both, you know, pray to order, right? Which I think eventually it'd be cool to have a god of order, but I don't know what that is yet. Yeah. I don't like any of that. I like Last Dawn. Here, let's just copy some of these and... lore. No. Let's go here. Last Dawn's kind of cool, but also it's a cool word, but I don't think it's necessarily makes sense. Sacred Balance is kind of cool, but that implies balance and not pure order, right? Focus on order, justice, harmony, law, mind, order, codex. Oh, keep, I don't know. Establish truth, designed, resolved, existence. Let's try just looking for order words. Just to get some ideas. Harmony, balance, law. Oh god, this is a lot. Discipline, unity, accord, stability, command, domain, regulation, hierarchy, control, authority, edict, achievement, rule, sequence, designed. I mean, I don't mind necessarily going with sort of a... Because I'm thinking about this, and I don't really know if that's exactly what I want. It's like one of those things that doesn't really matter, but kind of does at the same time. You know, I think it could be cool to just like try to make them more I mean, justice is, you know, order of justice. Which is also my D&D campaign. Sort of a subset of the God of Order religion. I just hit my standing desk mode. There we go. Yeah, I'm not entirely certain. Justice doesn't seem quite right, though. Unity is interesting. Try light. Radiance, glow, luminous, beacon, gleam. Are there any words for both light and order? Yeah, it's just giving me well, enlightenment's interesting. Divinity, celestial. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these are just words. Solstice, zenith. What the heck does zenith even mean? Dawn star. Dawn star is kind of interesting. Terms that emphasize the difference between light. Explain dawn star. Yeah, you're making shit up, chat GPT. What does zenith mean? Zenith is like north, right? True north? Yeah, actually it does. Literal meaning astronomy zenith is the specific location or sort of the highest point in the sky. Okay. Oh yeah. Zenith, directly up. Zenith is a cool word, though, right? Again, this is one of those things that just doesn't matter, but also is worth exploring. Did it just reuse all these words, though? Oh no. Daybreak. Yeah, it could be interesting using like the sun as like a sort of defining factor of it, right? Like all of them would have like sun based names. So like you'd have last dawn or yeah, like daybreak. Like those are cool words, and you can use like celestial sort of names that could relate to, no, not celestial, but like it's a unifying element of their names, and that kind of opens us up to having unique names but more possibilities for future cards, right? While still having something that ties them together but isn't necessarily an individual word that has to be used on every single thing. Like, for instance, you could have something like, you know, Paladin of the, that's not how you, yep. Paladin of the Last Dawn. And like, cleric of I don't know, son, I don't know, of ChatGPT, help. Give me more sun terms. Helios. Daystar. Aren't all... I can't use soul, that's something else. Cleric of Radiance. Eclipse, Sunfire. Solstice is kind of interesting. Okay, this is just to like prove a point though. Like, I don't need a cleric of what is solstice? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Like cleric of the solstice. I don't know. Could be interesting. Where it's like they're sun-based. You know, not entirely sure how I feel about that, but it's something. We're just trying to come up with stuff here. I don't know. So those are some ideas there versus, I mean, we could use, again, geography, or you know, we could use other sort of concepts. I mean, like the cleric is cleric of White Hand, which I guess would be a place, right? And not, but I want these two to have some sort of tie together, right? It feels more interesting. So I'm trying to check something here. Okay, never mind. But yeah, so those are some thoughts there. Heck is that? Okay, But yeah, I guess we could change the art right away. I feel like it's not super necessary, but it does help get the point across that they can't attack if they have a shield instead of a sword, but... Alright. We'll do that. We got reword power level. Well, I think... Oh, God. We'll think about this. We can talk about power level for a second. I think Didn't I also ask ChatGPT about this? Thought I did, but maybe not. Let's ask it. What's a better name for... Am I losing my mind? For power level. Let's see, it already knows it's army against entropy. Strength value, might. Might could make sense. Dominance is sense of control and superiority in battles. Valor, impact rating, war rank. Combat strength. It's not just combat strength though, it's like also health. This should also mean strength, health and damage. Endurance, power score, might. Might is probably a good one. Battle rating, still unsure about that one. Resilience. Is that one of the ones? No. Force, stamina, potency, war strength. War strength. It's wild. Let's define might. Although I feel like if I do might, it still feels like power level is just... I don't know, maybe I just don't change it. Nah, might isn't quite right either. Let's get more like resilience. fortitude, endurance, tenacity, durability, stamina, vigor, sturdiness, aegis, integrity, brawn. Give me more like brawn. Kind of like brawn. Grit is okay. Stoutness, vigor, prowess. Brawn is decent. All right, well, we're just coming up with words. Oh, that's interesting. Icons on effect. Oh, I'm not sure about that. Player chooses turns. Null Sanctum. What was that again? Null Sanctum and... what's Null Sanctum do again? It's death. Discard a card. Like, what triggers first? Card enhancement needs clarification on turns. Right. Blood May needs death effect icons, yeah. Light Might. Why isn't that? Only tax land without otherwise tax first structures on a land only with one unit. With one UNT. Oh, stretch. Oh, God. Whew, getting tired. Not used to streaming anymore. Alright, I'm jumping around too much. I just need to pick something and work on it. Let's organize this a bit more. This is like more of a whole game-changing thing, although it is interesting and maybe should be tested. I think I want to push out the update first before I commit to everything else, now that I'm thinking about this. So I think, honestly, I think the update can go out probably before the lore pass and the rulebook change. These can go in any order, but I think the point is that those should come out before, or this should come out before, so I know if there's any problems that I need to fix in the rulebook before I go too crazy and like get everything perfectly fixed. And then we can play with some like optional rules that, or untested rules, and see how those actually function. Sorry. Rules like the what's it called? Like the optional card draw rule we came up with last time. That didn't really work out, but that's something to play around with. Okay, I don't need this opener. Well, why don't I put all these random ideas in the lore section? Oh wait, all these two. Actually, no, this doesn't make sense in here. What am I doing? This is more my... What am I doing? Because this is stuff that needs to change. This is probably the most important. Some of these. This is like really a rules clarification. Rules clarification. Can't type. The old dyslexic brain. This just needs to be a bullet point. I was trying to get my thoughts in order because there's just so much to like reacclimate myself to, and try to figure out what needs to be done first. Blight might need to... Oh, okay, that's done. I did that. That's nothing. Cognitive enhancement. And of course, write up a patch notes. That's not going to be particularly interesting yet again, so... Stream Salon, nice. Yeah, just putzing around, honestly. Probably go for about half an hour more. I think I'm gonna try to be a little more consistent and stay on for like 3 hours every time. But yeah, kind of just putzing around. I was kind of brainstorming and trying to figure out what needed to be changed for the lore. Kind of just been jumping around, honestly, trying to reacclimate myself to the freaking game in general. So I'm kind of all over the place, and honestly, my brain's been out of it for so long that it's just like, well, I don't know, for like 2 weeks. So it's just like not super there. Would ever remind you that I would watch you just write stuff down in a rulebook before someone sweats yard. It's not so much that, it's just I'm kind of like jumping around all over the place, and I'm giving myself a headache. In fact, I'm done wearing my hat. I haven't worn a hat in a while too, so my head's like bleh. But yeah, there's definitely some stuff that my eyes, yeah, I know, right? It's too shiny. I actually had hair like yesterday, or actually this morning, and then I cut it all off. And we're thinking of lore relations. Yeah, I was just trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and it's mostly just stuff we talked about already. I was just trying to figure out what it was I wanted to change. So I think I want to rename Fortress to Bandit Fortress and just change the art to be more, you know, barbarian related. Make it like sandy and like maybe made out of wood instead of, I don't know, like a bandit fort, right? And I can use that art elsewhere if I like make a castle card or something like that. But for now, I think that would be kind of cool because they're, again, mechanically, it feels more like the barbarian and the, you know, God of War and all that kind of stuff. And then it just is visually very different and mechanically different. I feel like wood goes against the idea of them respecting nature. I guess that's true. But they also do, like, clearly kill things. I mean, unless they, you know, yeah, I mean, it could be, like, made, or it could be stone, right? Like, like sandstone, right? Could be that kind of idea. But I don't know, yeah, something like that. Not exactly sure yet, but yeah, redoing the card. In that sense. They do hunt. There are hunters before. They take care, respect hunting season, only take what they need, etc. Yeah, I suppose that's fair. I mean, they also live in a desert, so like trees wouldn't really necessarily make sense either, right? As a building supply. So that's probably really the more of the problem than actually, you know, from a I mean, I guess there still is trees in a desert, but depends on how barren things are. And they are called wasteborn barbarians, so who knows? I guess it doesn't make too much sense. Yeah, so either way. But yeah, something more barbarian-y, because I think that would look good and make sense mechanically as well. I want to rename the paladin and cleric to have more unified names. I was kind of just bouncing around ideas. I was talking with ChatGPT, or I closed it because I was over it. One thing I thought of was like sort of sun-based names, like Paladin of the Last Dawn or something like that. And then the cool part about that is we could use just different sun-based terms for different things, so it's kind of expandable, rather than being rather than just being one word that we use throughout all things. Like Osgathian isn't too many things, right? Yeah, that would be cool. Okay. Yeah, or like Cleric of the Solstice is what I wrote down. Like, so have them be, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be sun, right? It could be like Order or something. I like the Order gives them names based on something they did and the sun. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. Yeah, something like that where it's just like, you know, some sort of a unifying factor, but isn't actually all the same word, right? So I could do like, you know, all order-based words like justice and that kind of thing. That could be another option, like justice and unity and that kind of naming scheme. But I think sun-based words are just cooler sounding. Justice is cool, but I don't think there's a lot of other order-based names that are like That sounds super cool. But you have stuff like, you know, all sorts of like celestial words, right? That are pretty cool sounding. Should make the wording thing specific so you can do it again, but different concept for another group. Right. Yeah. So you're thinking like, what do you mean? Like make it like a specific order. So it's like not order, but like specific. Like if you use sun now, it can make a builder's guild later and give them tool-based names, make the, you know, Seafarer's clan and give them a fish name, etc. That could be kind of cool. Yeah. I can see that. I can dig that. The cool part about that too is we could have like lore specific expansions to games, like the game too, if like I add them. You know, we're adding this faction to the game. And that can feel fun, you know, having narrative elements, not just mechanical ones. So I think that could be kind of cool. Okay, I'll probably go with that. And then I want to change mage to wizard because I already call him wizard enough, I think. And then I'll probably not, once I change him to wizard, I'll keep calling him a mage anyway, but he looks more like a wizard than a mage, and then I can use mage for something else. But it also helps prevent confusion between mage's tower and wizard, which I don't think that would ever really get confused. But instead of using ordery names now and darkness names after that, then nothing's left. Yeah. That makes sense. And then Necromancer and Archer, I'm kind of unsure on whether I just like the names. Elvish Archer Elite just is... It's cool. I'm not sure about the elite part, I guess. Kind of going against what you just said, but I love using different words for mage for different purposes. I don't know why. Like the fact that there's like the mage and then the mage's tower. You like that? I do like that. Like I love making warrior mages, magus or wizards is a different type of spellcaster, or a wizard is a different type of spellcaster than wizard. Sorry, hold on. Right, I see what you're saying. Yeah. No, yeah, I'm fine with that, I guess. I'm just more want, because in real life, do doctors care about the clarity when naming their specialties? Yeah. Right. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think yeah, having specific mage names is cool. And it also lets you make more specific cards. Right? Like then you can have like a spell blade or yeah, different stuff like that where you can have like a wizard, a sorcerer, yeah, for sure. Agreed. No, I agree with that. It's just better for game clarification too. Although a lot of those examples right there are, you know, too many P words, but for a game, but maybe, I don't know. Anyway, and then yeah, like a necromancer is a type of mage, right? But like, do we like reluctant dark arts necromancer? It's kind of like a interesting title. I'm just trying to decide if I like it and think it's like cool. Yeah, those are medical branches. Yeah, I know, yeah, for sure. My brain's melting. Let's see. Yeah, like, these are the only two that, it's not even lore, it's just like wondering if they could have a cooler name, I guess. I feel like reluctant doesn't fit too well. Yeah. I think the reluctant part was like to using dark arts opposed to normal magic, but if they're all, yeah, if they're all secluded, then you'd be reluctant, or not reluctant, but you'd be an outcast anyway, but it could just be dark arts necromancer, but I mean, the other thing, see, the other thing we could do with just all the lore pass is, which was something we were talking about originally doing, but I didn't do it because I didn't really want to do a bunch of cards, is just have like specific names for each cards. Although I think I still want to have multiple copies of each card, which then I don't like having specific names. So I don't know. I feel like, oh wait, Feared Dark Arts Necromancer. What if Necromancy is so horrific that even other mages are slightly afraid of, so they have an extra, they're extra lonely. That sounds about right. Feared. Oh, this is the website I'm working on. It's currently nothing, but I'm using Squarespace, but I was making a new website because my old one is very, very prop focused. If you've ever checked it out. Lone Dark Arts Necromancer, that may be. Hold on, let's, what am I doing? I got very distracted there. Let's just write things down. Lone, Feared. Lone I like better than Feared, I think. I would say like Disgraced, but that's... It's a cooler word, but maybe not quite. Dejected. What if dislikes the act of necromancy, but do it for the war because they aren't loving the act? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the I think the idea of the reluctant, right? It's like, maybe I'm just gonna start changing things, and then if I don't like it, I can always change it back. Is World Studied Wizard a good, like, is that... Wizard. Yeah. World Studied Wizard sounds kind of like too much alliteration. And also World Studied, I guess World Studied is kind of decent. Reluctant, he isn't sure about doing it, which I don't know about. Yeah. I think the idea of that was like reluctant as in like, I think Kyle got that from like, I think an idea that, because there's been a few of them that like people use dark arts as like a means to an end, even though they don't like doing it, which I guess, you know, I guess might not fit if we go this, you know, the that angle. All right, hold up. Give me words for feared. Dreaded, frightened. It's not really quite right. Disturbed. He doesn't mind doing it specifically. He hates the perspective of raising the undead. Yeah. Wary. Wary's maybe a better word, but not necessarily for feared. Lone. Forlorn. I think I like lone, honestly. Oh, why are the spaces gone? What? What do you mean? Here. Oh. Copying paste something from somewhere and it'll delete. Oh, gotcha. Alarm, frightening, terrified, petrified, chilling, horrifying, appalling, daunting, formidable, fearsome. I think I might like the lone angle better, honestly. It might even just go with lone. Not even 100% sure that that's the, well, I guess I like it. I was trying to decide if that's like the if I do want to go the you know, the mages are separated angle. But I think it kind of works. It's kind of cool in like the loner mage sort of archetype. The outcast of the outcast. Yeah, exactly. But I guess, like I said, the lore's not really all that important as long as it sort of all kind of comes together. All right, instead of Forgotten Order, I want to do Paladin of the Last Dawn. Do we like Paladin of the Last Dawn? I feel like that sounds cool. Yeah, okay. Is the capitalized in a Paladin of the Last Dawn? In a title of wouldn't be capitalized, but the would be, right? I have too many tabs open. I don't need this. I don't need this. Hello, Paladin of the Last Dawn to me implies that they're the latest warrior sent out only in the case of the apocalyptic situation. Yeah, that's kind of what it was like. Forgotten Order Paladin. It was like, that's kind of how I viewed it. It's like they came out when the apocalypse. You know, you're also asking questions about English to someone who isn't natively English speaking, LMAO. Yeah, you know, sometimes it do be that way. I'm my brain no work good with English, so Cleric of the Solstice. Do I like of the Solstice? That's okay. I'm not like super in love with it. I don't know. Too dyslexic sometimes. Oh, 100%. I feel like I do. Sometimes I wonder if I'm like using it as like me being dyslexic as a crutch for not like learning better. But I've been like doing so much that I feel like doing so much writing that I feel like I would have bound to have improved. But like one of the interesting things is my handwriting is really, really bad. You can kind of, it's probably blurry, but it's very, very bad. And the funny thing is that is pretty much due to my dyslexia. I mean, I don't know if it's a crutch situation would apply to something you want to learn. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. My handwriting is worse than that, LMAO. Well, the reason my handwriting is so bad isn't because like, you know, I can draw and do that kind of stuff, so I can make clean lines. But the reason my handwriting is so bad is I used it as a way to hide that I was bad at spelling. Because if you write the word, you know, scribbly enough, no one can tell that it's spelt wrong. And so I did that in school, which probably wasn't great, but I can't make clean lines. But yeah, so I don't know. It's just interesting thought. We'll go with Cleric of the Solstice for now. I think that makes some sense. Can't think of anything cooler, so I'm just trying to decide if I want it to be world studied wizard instead of mage, or if I want to have it something else. How do you usually draw? I feel like I've asked this before. Do you do digital stuff or do you do physical stuff? Or do you just not draw? You just said you can't make clean lines, so I just was thinking about that. My things don't count as art, and I've stopped with physical a while ago. Yeah. It's a waste of paper at this point. No, don't say that. I get that though. I like have gotten multiple like sketchbooks and stuff like that, and I just can't I can't ever draw on them because I'm afraid that it's like, oh, this is a nice looking sketchbook with a cool cover and whatever, and it's like if I draw on here, some of the things are gonna look terrible, and I don't want to like ruin this sketchbook. Like I have. I thought I had it here. Yeah, like my mom bought me this like really nice wood covered sketchbook with like, you know, actual hand bound like paper and stuff, and I've never used it because I'm like, I'm just gonna ruin it. Kind of thinking of joining my uni's animation club to physically force myself to learn, but we'll see if I have time next year. You should. I think that'd be cool. art is definitely a skill that you acquire. Yeah, you can have like natural talent at it, but a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not artistic. Like that's in my mind kind of bullshit. You can get better at art just like anything else. Obviously, yeah, you know, some people are gonna be, you know, good at it to start, but I wish I could just beam images into paper with my sonic powers. Well, luckily you're getting close to that. You can you know, use AI. You can use AI now. It's funny because I always had that same wish, and I know a lot of artists do too. And then like, you know, art AI stuff comes out, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's terrible." It's like, we've literally wished for this. You know, you don't want to draw like a background for something. You're like, "Oh, I wish I could just think the background and it just exists." It's like you almost can do that now. Not to really try to put a actual standpoint on AI art, but I don't know where I stand because it's too complex of an issue, but just kind of funny. Just a funny observation. Okay, let's see. I stand against both sides of the argument somehow. That's fair. I stand for both sides of the argument, I think. So it's one of those things, I think, like it's you're not gonna AI can be used to make art, but people almost never doing it as a good summary for my argument. That's fair. Yeah. We like Bandit Fortress? Bandit. That's big. I hate everything. Bandit. Yeah. I mean, it's not barbarian, but I think bandit sounds cooler, or not cooler, but like more unique. Like I say, AI can be used to make art if you add yourself to the images in another way. And AI bros will start cheering and be like, yeah, I'm not trying to defend you. I'm against you too. Yeah, no, I get that. I think the biggest thing with AI is that like the cat's out of the bag, right? Like you can't put the genie back in the bottle, just to use two metaphors right in a row. So like AI's here, you're not gonna ban it. It's just not gonna go away. But you should pay attention to people, like it using people's art as training data is something that should be controlled. You shouldn't just be able to steal someone's art and use the AI to recreate stuff like it. That's a little far. Because it's used for cool things. Like, I don't know if you watch Corridor Digital at all, but they're like anime art, rock, paper, scissors animation thing was really cool. Just the way they did it. You could pass legislation, etc., against AI, but like plastics have been killing the planet for a while, and what have we done against as humanity? Yeah, pretty much. Or like, you know, trying to put restrictions on like alcohol and stuff like that. It's like kids still underage drink and all that kind of crap. So It's here to stay. You just gotta regulate it as best you can, which, you know, again, there's only so much you can do, but people do what people do. And there probably should be something to say like when you make a technology like that, it needs to be like figured out right off the bat, but especially with, you know, AI and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. This is just my random thoughts. Okay, we're going with Bandit Fortress, and then do we like Elvish Archer Elite? Do we like the name? I'm trying to decide I've always been unsure. I feel like there could be a better word than elite at the end. I feel like it could be different, yeah. Or something more... like a name that's supposed to be a sort of distinction in Elvish. Like are you thinking like a made-up word? Or are you thinking like it should just be better? Something like, because elite, I almost like elite Elvish Archer better than Elvish Archer Elite, I think is my thing. Thinking about it. Or I suppose something in English that is a translation from Elvish. I think I get what you're saying, yeah. I'm thinking, trying to think of like something nature-y related, like Eagle Eye, right? Kind of idea. So it's distinction in Elvish. Eagle Eye gave me a cool idea for something. Let me note it down. Okay, yeah. But like that kind of idea, right? Or like Deadshot, or like, yeah, I don't know, something like... I guess it could be like a... I guess when you say... I was thinking the word would be less directly death related. What if it like... I mean, you're thinking more like a group, right? Like a... Like elite being meaning more like the like a like special forces, but yeah, like yeah, special forces archers, like because that's basically what the elite is there to imply, but I feel like a different word is better than elite, right? All right, come back, ChatGPT. Superior, privilege. No, this is not. Distinguished, high ranking. Commando. Black Ops. I mean, Ranger is, you know, like an option, but like Elvish Steel Hand Archer or something. I kind of like that. I feel like a direct word for elite isn't the best idea because those come from other things. Most examples, as an example, most elite soldier is my country's name that translates to purple beret. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah. Yeah, the US has green beret, so yeah, same deal. Yeah, actually I kind of do. I like the steel hand. I'm trying to think if steel might not be. The Beets is back. Yo, Bradley, what's up? I am back. Back to attack. And we're coming up with words. Beets is back. Tell a friend. It's true. Beets is back, back. Tell a friend. Yeah, I think I like, what is some names for an elvish special forces? Let's just see what this comes up with. Oh, actually? Moon Shadow Sentinels. Elder Scouts. Shadow Leaf. Arcane Rangers. Some of them are better than others, but Ember Watch is kind of sick. I mean, not for this specifically, but I don't like any of these. Not for what we're talking about. I don't know, fucking Starblade. Starblade is a little whatever. Ember Watch is cool, but again, not for more archery related. I mean, Silver Bow is basically what Eagle Eye, literally, I said that already. Frost Feathers, Moonlit. Fletch. I'm like, what's a felch? Fletch, like fletching, right? Is that a thing, right? Vernon, Whisper, Arrow, Gill. I think coming up with something myself is going to be better anyway, but that's just got the ideas flowing. But yeah, Bradley, how's life? Were you affected by the hurricane at all? Without saying where you live exactly. I meant to check in on you. Because my power was out for like 4 days. And I don't know, man. These aren't great. No, they're not. They're not. ChatGPT is there to give you ideas and not for taking them directly, is how I look at it. I liked Steel Hand, but the problem with that is like metal doesn't seem very naturey. I just buffered, but I was fine. If you were asking about me. Oh, sorry. I was asking if you were affected by the, oh, wait. It's just rain here. My power was fine at my apartment. Okay, good. I was just checking, yeah. I was just making sure you didn't, you know, die or anything. Making sure you didn't lose. Oh, right. You know, weren't flooded or something. Green Hand. How do you say it was for you? Oh, power was out for like 4 days, 5 days. No, it was more than that. Was it more than that? It was a good while. I wasn't here for half of it though, thankfully. I was only here for 3 days, and then I visited my dad for like 2 weeks. So, but it was out for a good long time. We got hit. Literally like 98% of our power grid was not functioning. And that's not a fake number. That's the real number. So yeah, I was out for like 3 days, and then I was like going to my dad's anyway, and so it kind of came back like a week later. Yeah, it kind of sucked. I had to replace all my food. But it was kind of funny because I was gone and my parents live, or not my parents, but my mom and my brother live, you know, in the area, and they I got power back first, even though I wasn't here. So my mom camped out here for a bit, which is funny. But yeah, it was pretty damn bad. Apparently it's like, you know, yeah, it was a not good storm for sure, without going into too much specifics, because, you know, no doxing myself, I guess. But yeah, it was bad, but thankfully everything's good now. Quick hand? Quack? Did I write quack? Quick? I don't know. Quack hand? That's not what I wrote, but... What was it? I don't know. It's okay, you don't have to dox yourself. I'll dox yourself. I'll dox you. Okay, yeah. Yep. That's fair. I appreciate it. I'm sure someone could figure it out if they really wanted to, but quick hand, steel hand, trying to think other words. Words. I'm like, what is a bow made out of? But, you know, like twine, like the string wouldn't be metal necessarily. I mean, I guess in like a good bow it would be. What is a bowstring called? No. Kevlar. Okay, no. Is there other names for bowstrings? No. What about southpaw? Isn't that like ambidextrous down? Okay, I guess I see what you're saying. Could be a thing. What about swift hand instead of quick? Swift. Kind of has the S, like steel. Like quick draw, right? If you're going down the bow route, could be go with an elvish tendon bowman or something. Lore. I guess, yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be... Did Sylvan come up? Sylvan... So we're trying to, like, come up with, like... Because they're called Elvish Archer Elite. And we're trying to come up with, like, a better name for Elite, rather than, like, just saying Elite, right? Sylvan's cool, though. I could use that for, like, a different thing. Because no country's elite soldiers are actually called elites, yeah. Unless you're, the Covenant from Halo. But... like, you know, Navy SEALs, Green Beret, like... you know... that kind of thing. So we're trying to come up with, like, an actual, like, lore name for an elite group of archer, like elite gloop of you know, elves. I'm just owning that I said gloop. Sylvan Vanguard. An elite group of Alps. Frick. Frickety doodah. Sylvan Vanguard. Forest River. Wait, Reaver or Rev? I can't read. Sylvan Striker. Bradley's throwing him out. River Reaver. I think don't we have Reaver as a bad guy? No, but it does seem like a bad guy name. Okay, hold on. Hold. Elven Arbiter, also Halo. There you go. Sticking with the Halo theme. Arbiter also feels more ranged ranger. Thank you, Bradley. I had a thought and then it got completely dislodged from my brain. I was thinking like again, it wouldn't work with this, but like, you know, like Moonblade or something like that is actually kind of a cool. I don't know if we would want to do. We already have. Also, the art wouldn't really match that sort of name, but let's look at the art for inspiration. What's this little dude or dudette? Calm Hand. Right, yeah, because like the calm-handed Luke. That reminds me of frickin'. You ever watch or listen to Bombarded? The like podcast, the Comhead is kind of cool. Yeah. I can't remember. There's like a podcast where it's like a D&D podcast where it's the whole group is bards and they're like a band, and so they do musician, and there's someone named like something like that, like I don't know. It was like they called them like finger bones or something, which was a little weird. Anyway, it was silly. Yeah, Calm Hand is kind of cool. Calm Hand Elvish Archer. Is that what it would be? Oh yes, I've seen clips, yeah. Is that what we would call it? Calm Hand Elvish Archer? Or we just call it Calm Hand Archer. God, I can't fucking talk. Calm Hand Archer, and then remove Elvish. Elvish Calm Hand. I think I'd rather remove Elvish and do Calm Hand Archer. You even call American Green Beret Soldier. Yeah, for sure. I think I'd rather, like, because you would call someone a Green Beret Sniper, though. So I feel like I would keep Archer. Because Archer is, like, the idea of the card in general. Or like, I like having it so you can shorten the name to meaning what it is, you know? Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah. So I think I would do a Calm Hand Archer. I like that. Let's do that. Because, I mean, the druid is also implied that they're an elf, right? They've got long ears. Wait, why do you nerf the card? You know, you'd think that. But actually, I did write Maximus, while you're gone, I did nerf it to say in attack phase. Because I think it's gonna be too powerful. I mean, maybe I can just leave it for now and we can have a thing where it's completely broken, but I don't know. Should we the classic nerf buff? I don't know. Should I have you know what? No. We're gonna make it broken. We're gonna leave it broken. We're gonna leave it broken for a bit and fix it next patch and just see how it goes. Because the thing is, technically it can attack not on its turn. And we'll see how much of a problem that actually is, but because abilities can be used at any time. They're like spells that you can use whenever. So in theory, you could, let's just leave it and see how bad it is and let's have fun with it. Yeah, it's kind of like the, I mean, that's the whole like roguelike spirit, right? If it breaks the game and it's fun, then who cares? Clam Hand Archer. Oh, if Calm Hand ends up being a problem, I have an idea to incorporate ideas another way. There you go. Already using the name. Okay, I think that's all the lore stuff we need to change. So that's kind of checked off the list, which is good. We actually accomplished something today instead of just yapping. So we did a lot of yapping, which I'm actually kind of was expecting exactly that to happen. But Bradley, do you see the new gods? What about cards where you pay units to activate an ability in your turn and then you can attack any of the old gods' newly drawn cards at the start of the turn? I'm reading. What if a card where you pay units to activate the ability in your turn and then you can attack any of the old gods' newly drawn cards at the start of its turn? You can attack once, by the way. Is my brain just not working? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, kind of like almost like a prepared action for a card, right? Almost like you prep the action, then you can attack as they spawn. Yeah, it's almost like a prepared action in D&D, right? You prepare to attack a card that when it's drawn, it hits it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because that's how prepared actions work in D&D. You prep the action before the enemy actually does anything. or you do it on your turn when you can spend your actions. So I think Bradley was telling me that's not what it's like in Baldur's Gate. So not like that. Okay, we got all that, right? We did Fortress, we did Cleric and Paladin, we changed the Mage to Wizard, we did Necromancer, we did Archer. Oh, right, I was gonna show you the, yeah. One day someone will mod that in Baldur's Gate 3, yeah, for sure. Bradley, take a look at this junk. So we got God of Abundance. So they trigger activated effects twice, and then if you have 10 or more units on the god, you require half as many for all other unit effects. So that's kind of cool. They have no unit gain though, so that's kind of, you know, a thing. And then God of Altruism, whenever, so it's an ability, whenever a card takes damage, you may choose to have have this card take damage instead. So that one's pretty cool. You mean in Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, so... Or you can do it in Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, so... Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 are superior games. Potentially, who knows? Yeah, it's kind of weird that they removed that as a thing. Sick. Yeah, pretty cool, right? My friends played the physical version of the game once, and that's about all I have as far as testing goes. Also... Physical game. Look at that. Well, bam. Got physical cards, they're card sleeved and everything. So that's fun. Hey Bradley, I need to run some sort of sanity check. Do you see anything in the symbol of the god on screen right now? I missed so much. Wait, I missed so much. I'm so happy it's been like this. What, been like what? I do not. Okay, good. Maximus, you're fired yet again. Progressing. Oh, gotcha. Just the game in general. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I haven't really done much in 2 weeks, but we made progress on that. I did a lot for the rule book. So it looks like an actual rule book now. I'm not gonna say that out loud. That's how you get clipped and shipped, you know what I'm talking about? But yeah, I got the rule book started. No, there was a thing that Maxis, you dog. No, there is a imagery, and you can go back and watch the thing if you really want to, but Maximus thought it looked like something else before, and so we changed it, and we're never gonna talk about it again. So let's update these. There you go. New names. I really don't want to tell anyone because I still can't unsee it. I mean, yeah. Here we are. Anyway, we're moving on. I think that's it for lore. I mean, we've got other stuff we can do. We're kind of coming up on... Well, it's been 3.5 hours I've been live. Trying to decide if I want to do more, if I should just be done. Because yeah, I really do want to. Well, actually, let me get y'all's opinion on here while you're here. I don't like the idea, but it's mostly because of my. Okay, I like the idea, but I also don't want to change it because it's gonna really throw me off. But one of my friends said that I should change the negative death effects to the red and the positive to the blue instead of the other way around. Because, you know, well, it's not, I mean, teal, whatever you want to call it, right? Because, you know, red is usually bad and, you know, blue is usually good, or green, or whatever you want to call it. What are your thoughts on that if we swap those? I feel like it makes sense, but I also, I don't know. Aesthetically, I don't want to do it, I guess is the thing. That's an idea. You probably technically good in the long run, but it'll throw you off a lot. Probably help for clarity for newer players. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, it's easy enough to fix. I literally just go like this. Did that not work? That didn't work. Kind of feel like also the shapes are designed that way. It helps newer players. Maybe I'm just dumb though. I feel like red stuff's like crystals should theoretically harvest, while the other thing looks like fire and not be harvestable. Yeah, I guess it's fair. I'm trying to see if it actually worked, but why did that not work? Did I just do it wrong? I probably just did it wrong. No, that should have worked. It's just taking a second to actually... Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I was tempted to like swap the colors of make the crystals whatever, but then we already have the crystal like motif and all the frickin', you know, tops and bottoms of the cards, and to change the colors would be weird, and I don't know. So if I did it, I think I would have to swap the things. I mean, the fire could be like, you know, a bad thing. Like, I don't know. I think it's make it purple and green to throw everyone off. Yeah, no. No, thank you. Why did that not work? I'm pretty sure it's a updating issue. In theory, that should have worked, because this is now... We'll give it a bit. It probably just needs to re-reference. Is there like a way to refresh everything? I guess not. I don't know. So I'll probably switch them, even though I don't really want to. It's fine. It's like, I think part of my brain is like, oh, then like they won't be the same, but honestly, it's fine. It's probably better that the green is different. Like it doesn't match the aesthetic as much, which we'll get used to it, yeah. So that's something that needs to, I don't know why that didn't work though. Yeah, the pink being the thing that helps the god make sense logically. Yeah, I think so too. Because like their cards have, it fits their aesthetic, right? So that should be the thing that helps them and not you. Whereas the green is kind of like, you know. So I think it makes sense. It's smart. I just never, well, I guess when I added these, I just, you know, didn't think about that. So works for me. And it's only like one patch that I had to play with it. So you usually read the death effect anyway. So that should be fixed once that figures out itself. Actually, let me just redo it. Let's just do this. I think they're just gonna need to be re-uploaded. Give me half a second. We'll just get it done right away. No floundering around. Cards. No. Yes. No. What am I doing? Art. Card layouts. Effects? Yeah. Rename. Having to just change all this stuff. Make sure I don't overwrite the files because I have to name them the same thing for half a second. Delete these. I think this is a known bug in the editor, so close projects, Army's Guns Entropy. There we go. Done. Easy cheesy. Dundee 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 dun. God, that's such a bunch of text right there. With a bunch of icons. Anyway. What else? What do y'all think? Should we do more stuff or should I call it a day? I just know if I get off, I'm probably not going to do anything else today because my brain is still... Actually, you know what? I might actually have to go soon anyway. Because I know I'm going to do dinner with my family, so... And that's probably at like 6-ish, so... No, you don't have to force yourself to do things right now, do you? I mean... Personally, I headed out for a walk, so I'll catch up with you later. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I'll probably just call it a day. And no, it's not really about forcing myself to do it. It's more, I mean, yeah, I'm just kind of getting back into things. I have to sleep soon too, so yeah. Okay, well that's perfect then. We'll call it a day. Yeah, I was just trying to, you know, decide what made the most sense. And like, you know, I want to get back into the swing of things, so having something to keep me working is helpful, because I kind of have to self-regulate. And I've been out of it for a while, so streaming kind of helps me do that a bit, which is nice. But yeah, I'll probably, so I guess then I'll be back on Friday. I think I'm doing a later stream. I'm probably gonna jump back and forth. It's kind of hard to say. I probably really should pick one singular time. I'm gonna show my face and then we're gonna call it a day. I probably should pick a specific time. Used EST/EDT, right? Yes, correct. EDT. Well, I don't know exactly what it did on yeah, I think they're the same right now. And I think in actually earlier Wednesday, late Friday is perfect for me. I kind of figured late Friday was kind of a good option because, you know, it's Friday, so you can have the weekend, and like, you know, people are somewhere else and want to stay late, or like stay up late, that's, you know, better. So maybe I'll do that. I don't know. And then I'll probably be doing one Monday still, but I haven't really figured out what time. Maybe even early. I don't know. Maybe the early streams will be early. I don't know yet. The thing is too, is like, it's hard to like, for me to lock in anything too, because soon I'll probably be getting roommates, because the goal is to, you know, make money off of my house. I need to do that, and that might change my schedule as well, you know, based on what they're doing. I can obviously like close my doors and stuff, but to my office, but if I'm streaming, it's, you know, probably better to not have other noises going on in the house and that kind of thing. So I don't know how that will change my life, right? But it's not just me. If you vary your times enough, everyone can join. I know, right? That's the kind of the nice part about it, is like having times different time, or like different things different times. Then, you know, I can have anyone who would want to join, but it also means that your usual regular people aren't able to join every time, right? Like if I consistently do it at, you know, 6 o'clock, then everyone can I don't know. It's confusing. I'm not sure, because like a lot of streamers are like, oh, it's all about consistency. You have to do the same time, blah blah, same day, all the time. And it's just like, I don't know. I kind of get that, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, it's kind of nice that, because I'm more of a YouTuber than a Twitch streamer, right? Although at this point I've made so many streams that you could almost say I'm more of a streamer, but because I haven't posted a YouTube video in 2 months. But I don't know, just trying to figure it out as I go. But I'll probably I'll figure it out. I'll probably start posting schedules, maybe. I don't know, that sounds like a lot of work though too. But anyway, I'll be back Friday. We'll do a late stream. I don't know what I'll be doing. Kind of need to figure all that out, but maybe more of this just putzing around kind of stuff. So and then I guess that might be what I do, because I really do want to get the next update out, and then I'll probably start working on videos and my website and that kind of stuff on stream, and the rule book, and then that way we can get all that kind of stuff pushed out. So anyway, that's everything for me. I will see you all on Friday, and have a wonderful day or night. Peace. Peace. I don't know why I always salute. Here we are. Bye. See ya.